Lemon Slayer own 100 to subscribe to your channel for 1 month.
All right. We are live. Howdy, CDs. And thank you for the sub, Demon Slayer. A few things to note. We did upgrade my photo booth. It's no longer up here in the corner. It's actually a much larger booth sitting behind me slightly. So that way I can put the full-size knights. Where did my follower go? I lost my follower goal. Oh, thank you very much.
Death to the foul warriors of chaos.
LCDs, the enhance runs for this camera here because I have a zoom here. I can't, unfortunately, enhance the rotating guy. And howdy, Sanders. I hope it doesn't get too crazy for you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the claim. All right, let me get my projector running real quick. So what I got accomplished off stream is a lot of work on the Tyrant. So if you're on Blue Sky, you've probably seen the work there, but we can zoom on in. Got the top done. I did order these like little skull window thingies. I don't know what the hell they're called. But I got those on the like shoulder pads. Got the waist done with the waist extension here. So when he's on the base, it is taller than the Knight Rampager that's in the box back there rotating. And I'll be picking up my box tomorrow. Demon Slayer. But when this is on here, just have to get it lined up right. There we go. And I also magnetized the weaponry. And I've got that head magnetized. So it's going to have this Anubis wolf head thing. Why? I just think it looks nice. That's really about it. Back that up a bit. But I've also got the guns all magnetized up. And then these I'll be firming down because I don't want them moving, realistically. But now the next step. So it's a tall boy. Next up is to chaosify it, since this is a built off an Imperial kit. There's not much chaos stuff. I have to chaosify my own. Mention the mispackaging. Okay, I will open it. Thank you for the heads up. I will open it and take a look. To relax for Father's Day before the double work. Yeesh. I keep forgetting that's Father's Day is coming up. Well, I wanted to be slow for you, sir. So, what I start on next is the, push that in so I can get close. Is the first of the blood letters. Excuse me. My stomach's a wreck. This shall conclude your demon service announcement. Thank you much. Now, the blood letters on this one, I'm going to have 3. I'm going to run a musician on either shoulder, and then the banner bearer on the top here. And I got to figure out where I want the banner bearer to be. That's the next question. So first I'll assemble the banner bearer. And finish assembling the banner bearer. I already have the legs and torso done earlier. So I gotta figure out where on this I want. Headache. Adventurous day. We had some vet visits where they were checking out puppy's tail. Just get another vet visit on Monday. Hopefully, if all goes well, maybe the sutures will come out. We should be good, but she's sleepy right now. She doesn't have her cone on just because we were watching her. But her tail is healing. We had a little bit of a scare with it. Two things. Apparently, Black 4.0 can be varnished. Huh. I got like half of the Armageddon Marines. I'm sort of excited to build. Very nice, Sandras. I didn't know Black 4.0 could be varnished. That's awesome. I saw a guy that converted every Marine. If you look on YouTube, there was a guy that converted every Marine in the box already. Apparently it wasn't that bad. Suppose it wasn't that bad to convert him. Supposedly. I will reserve my judgment for conversions until I see the Marines. So what are you going to do with that knowledge, Demon Slayer? You're going to make some Vanta Black or Black 4.0 Space Marines? That'd be kind of fun for Legion of the Damned. Really give them, like, do some of them in that paint, give them the real ghosty effect. It would be slick, but I don't know how well it'd be seen. It's the hang up. It's one of those dollars, like I said, man. Fair enough. So you can see if you were doing like a Legion of the Damned where you have like some of their body parts painted with that. It should give it a little ethereal look. Don't know how well it'll work, but that could work. I can see that working pretty well. Oof. Okay. Next, Demon Slayer bits. Not Demon Slayer. Bloodletter. Demon Slayer. That's something else altogether. Let's run his back. Spiny bit. Demon Slayer's things. Get the Bloodletter. Oh no, I want to use the head. Oh. You're not sprued. Mm-hmm. Skulls. That's a good joke there, sir. That sprue is empty. Just cleaning up a bunch of extra sprues earlier. American tank made out of bullets. That is fantastically American. That is absolutely the most American thing you can have. Let's watch the puppers. Forgot to bump up the exposure. The question is, which tank is it? And what casings? Yeah. Does get a weapon. Okay. No idea what my wife was saying. Generic tank and 5.56. All right. Jeez. I bumped it twice, but sure. Yeah, I have no idea if we're doing anything for Father's Day. I never really celebrated it much. Might grown up, so it's not a big deal for me. But we'll see. Do have to go to Costco tomorrow. To be done.
Technically, no. I have 10 o'clock tomorrow to do a final sign off. But I did my testing and I did the password stuff. And I'm going to have a beer. Do you want a rum? Do you even have rum?
We have rum. Can you get me like 3 ounces of the Johnny Walker Gold Cask? 3 ounces, please. On ice. She's been doing it right, not in the cone, but the cone's right over there somewhere. Sorry, wife came to talk to me. Didn't come so far to her. It's fair. Wife is now Lula Amazon.
Oh, shit.
That's all right. People can see how much we love the puppers. Just a little bit of photobombing. old lines in this one are pretty bad. These old kits are a little rough around the edges now. It's falling misaligned. All right. Yeah. Stabby. Howdy, Hendrix. How you doing this evening? Shop on the way. Nice. Happy 11th launch day, Hendrix. The dog left. Oh, okay. Good name for a shop. There we go. Back to the Rampager. Alright. Let's back this up a bit. Honeycomb. Told myself I want to finish my first Iron Mechanicum for 30k. I have my discount new box. So there you go, CDs. So now you have the new box of 40k of 11th edition. One of us. One of us. I'll be picking mine up tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Cheers. Happy 11th launch day. Oops. Good whiskey. All right, so here's the banner. Oh, this guy's gonna be tall with the banner. I'm thinking about doing it on the compartment, but I'm not sure. This is where I need a plan. The hang-up is that the Tyrant has the missiles and the gun across the top. We're going to bump back over to Lulicam so I can keep an eye on her. If you can make her believe that, you are a far better negotiator than I. My wife knows this isn't saving me any money. Not a bad idea. Did you see all the... How did your... Have you reviewed your Army CDs with all the points? Doesn't fit in there. Nice. Yeah, the Chaos Knights were weird. Like I'm disappointed that the 2500. And then there's a lot of points. I'm disappointed that with the field manual that the Psychic Knight does not have, none of his guns have the Psychic keyword, which is something I was desperately hoping for. Because of the new Psychic keyword, any guns that have the Psychic keyword ignore modifiers. So now the Knight Abominant doesn't, all he has is Psychic in the bad way. Like it just has the Psyker keyword on his stat line, but it doesn't actually affect anything he has. So I was like, So thankfully stuff like the Rampager there, Mr. Clawboy there, didn't have a points change and only goes up on the 3rd. So the double Gatling, the spoiler, who's now hooked onto a War Dog, this guy had a points reduction unless you take the battle cannons or the Gatling cannons. These go up 25 points each, so he actually went up by 40 points if I field him the way he's currently equipped. If I run battle cannon, Gatling cannon, which battle cannon is actually a bit more effective now. It's not that big a change, but it's a little, points are all over. Like the tyrant went down a little bit, but not by much. Just like 10. So Chaos Knights are a little all over for points. And Miltarum I've been hearing a lot of Miltarum got a little screwed. So anyway, okay, so we got chains here. So now I want the banner bearer to be in the middle. Could I have him riding on top of the turret? Maybe. There's no room behind the turret. Or it could be coming out here. I think that might be the best spot. It's coming out there. Or right here, actually. That might be bad. Where do I put the musicians? Musicians here? The musicians should be behind the rockets. Now, I think like right on this lip right here. I gotta plan this out. So right on that lip. So that'd be like right there. And then I found this piece from something. I don't know what, but I figured if I do, I'll plan this. If I do that, that, and then just kind of like chain that down right there. Kind of neat. I'll work on that. Thinking so. I'm thinking the bloodletter. Right there. I do it out the back of the legs. There. Let's get the other ones going. Now, if the other bloodletters, I have to open up a new bloodletter box. And then I actually will use the other ones. I'll use 4 out of these. And I'll have some extras. Could do some decorations on the base with them too, honestly. That might not be a bad idea. A whole just bunch of bloodletters coming out of this guy. So now, bloodletters everywhere. Oh, wow, I've never seen that. They're actually all stuck together still. Eh. Did not know that. I call him Big E. Big E Smalls. Say his name 3 times in a mirror, he's going to appear. Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls. Small lines. Sagittarius. I know nothing of Zodiac-y stuff, so you could tell me it was a Caesar salad, and I would agree with you. I am incredibly ignorant as far as that stuff goes. You go for Caesar. Like a nice tasty Caesar. I haven't had that in a while. Some bloodletter legs. You're going to get learnt on them. I gotta get more background stuff on the new shadow box. That works well, I think. Oh. Depends on how much time you want to spend at Starbucks. You will find some subject matter experts, but plan a day around it. The longer you're going to be, make sure your wedding ring is prominently displayed. The dangerous, dangerous place. Or you can do the classic Reddit avenue of go online, post a very incorrect statement about the zodiac signs, and then just wait for someone to go on a tirade of correcting you, and just learn from that. I always find that avenue to be reasonably entertaining. I don't know why they felt the need to give Bloodletters thunderous cheeks. Man, we had this discussion earlier. It's about as you can hear them clapping on their way to the earth. Kill you. Okay, now let's go to first. Let's grab untangle these. Grab this arm. What I did? Why my follower goal vanished? Twitch being weird. Yeah, refresh on browser source. Might break something though if I do that. All right, so Hendrix, what are you going to be building first on that the Armageddon box? I learned about the corn, the shipper, in an X. That's not the axe that Logan Grimnar is carrying, is it? Does that just have a greater demon bound in it? No, Logan Grimnar's got a demon axe. Okay. I could very easily believe that it is different. I just know the only person I know with a demon axe is Logan Grimnar. He keeps it there out of sheer force of will. It's that badass. Yeah, I know there's a demon in here. Call him Snuffles. Snuffles a demon. My demon Sniffles. Axe of something bananas. Okay. Banana. It's a minion axe. Well, that'll piss off anyone that plays chaos stuff. Oh, that person's got the axe of banana. Great way to make a fan base angry at you. Banana. Oh, good gravy. That tastes like the whiskeys. Tell yes. Ooh, the tinnitus kicked in on that one. Womp. Womp. Strongest bloodletter decided he wanted to. E.T. That's fair. Well, it's a warp that sword is. I'm going to use a different one. I think it's a warped. It's like Scarbrand, you know. Gordon punished him in crazy, unique ways. Now, if I were to get another big knight, which I might, just to have a 5 big knight army as an option. Pretty much. I was going to be doing a Knight Lancer, but I'd want to do it with an axe instead of that lance. I was already thinking of ways to build a knight-sized chain axe out of the leftover bits I have, because I do have a lot of leftover bits. We're going to get to modifying the Knight Tyrant in a few. I just got to get these bloodletters situated first so I could determine where I'm going to be positioning them on the knight. So I had planned this from the get-go that I'm going to have the 2 musicians flanking the banner bearer. But the fine details kind of haven't planned yet. So I'm working on now. But it helps for me to have, for me at least, to have these guys finished, built. Then I can determine where they're going to be. I want them on the armor plates. So there's Mr. Bannerbearer with the super fancy skull that I just realized I'm going to have a nightmare painting that. Oh, good gravy. Needs to be more. One more bloodletter to build for tonight. I'm reading. Oh, duh, Hendrix. You're reading. Listening somewhat. That's fine. And it wasn't Hendrix. My question was more for CDs. And I realized that I confused it, and I apologize. So CDs, if you're still watching, and I haven't insulted you to leaving, what is your plans with the Armageddon box? Are you... Let's see how deep I can go. Are you going to be starting up a Marines or Orcsis? Wrong way. Orcsis. Foul Orcsis. Precious. Or are you going to be selling those off to somebody and just enjoying the contents of the box? I cut out a torso. For a while expensive, it does actually look like a decent box. Yeah, pretty much, Hendrix. The biggest change is how you score your points, your victory points. Because it used to be you picked a mission where both teams would be playing the same mission and primaries, and you drew your secondary cards. Now, depending what your detachment you're fielding, you have different force dispositions. Those force dispositions will determine your primary missions when compared against your opponent's force disposition. Such as Purge the Foe and Priority Assets are two of them. So that will determine, if I'm playing a Purge the Foe force disposition against a Recon force disposition, there are a different set of primary missions that work for scoring your primary victory points, and I think even some of your secondaries. Those also change. The other biggest change is to objectives. Objectives used to be just circular things to the point where people were joking about it and making, we're all standing on circles. Now objectives are L-shaped or rectangular things, but they can also be pieces of terrain that are part of those. So that if your position, your priority assets is to hold the center objective, it could be a building, and you're trying to hold that building. It's an effort to make it more cinematic and thematic. It's less, we're standing on circles and killing people for those circles, to, hey, you get that. Unit cohesion is another great one. But now it's like, hey, we're fighting over that runes there. This person's going to go, they have recover assets on that, or they're using priority assets, so they're going to go recover secret relics from that, while as someone that has recon might be scouting the edges of the board to contain you. They did get rid of the unit cohesion. Used to be you just had to be within X inches of each of another model. Now it's everyone needs to be within 9 inches of each other, so that big blobs of units will be a big blob of a unit. No longer can be strung out in a single line. That admittedly reduces some of the cheese factor that was going on and people were using it. The other big change realistically is they are changing a bit of the meta, in that a great example I can use right here on my table. For Chaos Knights, this guy here was the meta. This is a double Gatling gun to spoiler. This is an infantry mowing machine. But it used to be everyone was taking 3 of them, just because pure number crunching, there was nothing better than it. It made the game a little dull. Every winning army had 3 of this guy running around. Well, now, for each additional one you take after the first, they cost more points, so you're going to want to take them less. These guns cost more points, so you're going to want to take them less. They did stuff like that to add more variety, and the big goal that they were doing was to make the game, make it so that, hey, I want to do a Chaos Knight army that has a little bit of everything. I want to use my Knight Tyrant, which I'm building right now. I want to use a Despoiler. I want to use an Abominant. I want to use a Rampager, like the Mr. Tallboy there in the rotisserie. But, or I wanted to field a bunch of carnivores stomping around going rawr, things like that. They made it so that you could build an army. That leader support change was a big one too, but it's more of a finesse, I would say. They made it so you could build an army based on how you want to play it and have it still be effective. You want to do a Terminator army for Dark Angels? Fantastic. There's a detachment for that. You want to do something, they did a bunch of that. The leader support thing changes a bit. It doesn't affect my army at all. It affects the Dark Angels and the Tyranids and the other guys, the Harlequins. There are characters now that have support keywords, so you can have multiple characters in a unit. Or you can have a support character and a leader character. That's a big change. Battle Shock is significantly more effective now, which is one of the rules for how people. It used to be kind of ineffectual because you could just find ways to get around your units being battle shocked. Now you can't. They're battle shocked, tough titties. They're scared. They're scared, and they ain't getting unscared until they pass the leadership test. That button. So there are a bit of changes. Basically, the biggest way I can describe it, Hendrix, is they made an effort to make the game more cinematic. They made efforts to make the game more cinematic and make it so that if you want to play your cool, unique army, you're not going to get raffle stomped every which way. It's not going to be like, trying to go, wow, raid boss. I can relate this to real quick because I know you're raiding. Crap. I'm trying the last time I really did have hardcore raiding probably was Legion. I'm losing track of the ability to do that. But yeah, that's... They made a lot of changes. I haven't played it yet, so I won't be able to give you a good judge yet. I haven't picked up my box because it just came out today. I'm picking up my box tomorrow because today was kind of busy. I didn't get a chance to go to the store. But no, they're trying to make the game more unique. And admittedly, the Armageddon box is actually pretty nice. The models in it, even though they're push fit, are pretty fucking good looking. The orcs, honestly, those models rock. I cannot wait to get into start building those guys, but I need to finish this army first. And I really, 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 really like how the rule book is now like a little handheld thing. I can believe it. I like the I can't think of their names. The ones that have the heavy bolters. They have a specific name. I cannot think of it off the top of my head. I love the way those guys look. With the little shields on the heavy bolter and everything. Like chef kiss. That is a negative I have heard. A lot of people are like, I wish it was more. I think it's mostly to be a quick reference manual. Is what it really is. I like that, but the reliance on the app is a little bit meh. I did also see that there is something I've heard. I think Valric was talking about it today as a complaint he had. Was that what is? Oh, it's a bit of paint. Is that when you're doing the battles in the app, it doesn't update your opponent while you're working at it, and that's the two big reasons. But he was like complaining at the fact that like, oh, it doesn't update, blah, blah. I'm like, I think it would be awesome if it did update while you're tracking a game. But I can also see that that can possibly create, that might not be something they can do. Like it is something they can do, but I don't know if it's something they'll be easily able to do, because once you get into apps and what they can do and can't do as far as like sharing information, you're in a whole other world of legal stuff and litigations and, you know, rules and regs. Can it communicate it? Can it not? Is it allowed to? Is it not? That I could see that. I could see that one being just too much of a headache for them to get involved in, because they're not app developers as much. I do love me some Johnny Walker. If you're a fan of whiskeys, Johnny Walker sponsor me, because I have had enough of your booze to sink a small island off of Scotland. I've been to Johnny Walker tastings. I've had blue, green, black, gold, double black, black cask, red, platinum, 18-year-old reserve. I have most of those downstairs. Sorry. Went off on a Scotch whiskey tangent. Hendrix, you should have a drink while you raid. Yeah, I really should get into your guild there, Hendrix. I saw that. I played a lot of Guild Wars 1, and I thought that was a fantastic game. Never got into 2, we just never played it. You don't drink outside of special occasions? Now, is there a reason for it, or you just choose not to? Either way, I respect that completely. Fair enough. I respect that and will not pressure any further. I do have a max level shaman, Hendrix. Wait, are you Horde or Alliance? I can't remember. I got both. How's your garden doing, wife?
Very well, husband.
Oh, good.
I transplanted a few things for the element.
Okay. How's the puppy doing? Okay. You should go take a shower to wash off the work for the day. Yes, and then clean and reapply. Don't start doom scrolling. Excuse me. Buddy of mine is an email from the developers Guild Wars 2 because there are a couple other buddies literally affected the route. Items is permanently the game. Nice. There's only one MMO where we actually get to talk to people higher up that I played, and that was EVE Online. Okay, I mean, I did get in trouble on City of Heroes at one point, but story time for folks who play MMOs. So, EVE Online, which is spreadsheets in space, apparently less so now than it has been, but many lifetimes ago, I played EVE Online. When I played EVE Online, I ended up running a logistics corporation where we made a fuck ton of money just moving shit back and forth for people. Well, it translates to real money. EVE Online actually has a direct transfer rate because it is based in reality on the money side of things. Anyway, made a fuck ton of money in game, transporting stuff for folks, and occasionally mining for things in high sec areas. We weren't low sec mining. That being said, I got bored as hell after a while. Running a corporation and just logistics. It's like, oh my God, I do logistics every day, and I'm doing logistics when I get home. Blah. So I ended up selling the logistics corporation in game for a fuck ton of money in game. And we took a handful of people that we trusted and created a pirate corporation. We had been training for a while, so we were all pirates. Now, we had to reach out to... We wanted our corporation's name to be called the Buggers, which can be used as an insult and is a bad word in some European countries. So we had to reach out to the GMs, and we did, and they came back and like, well, are you using to insult people? We're like, no, we just want to be known as assholes, basically. And after much deliberation, they said, okay, we approve it. So we became a pirate corporation called the Buggers. So I had to get people involved in that. I got in trouble at City of Heroes. If anyone played City of Heroes, there was on one of the expansions, I don't remember which one, they put in a top end absolute max level area. It was an island that you had all these portals that you could take you to unique instances where we spent a decade playing EVE. Oh shit. Well, if you were ever zero sec mining in Goon Swarm space and you got killed by a bunch of assholes called the Buggers, that was me. We ran all stealth freighters or stealth frigates. We had interceptors. I ran a bomber. We got hired to kill people. So we destroyed a Goon Swarm ice mining operation where someone hired us to fuck with them, specifically to fuck with them. So we planted we had someone scout out the area in the stealth interceptor. I can't remember what that frigate's name was. They went out there because the ice asteroid fields were huge. So once you warped in, the warp point was way away from where the ice mining operation was, so they could always escape. So we planted someone way out by the ice mining operation. And then, long story short, they were ice mining. We warped to our friend when he logged in. We uncloaked the interceptors and interdictors, stopped them from warping out. I and two other bombers destroyed everything there. And then we potted all the people and blew up their pods. Well, first we made them watch us blow up their cargo and just completely destroy all the ice, and then killed them in their pods and then escaped. And we were chased by about 1,000 people before we found a safe spot. And I have not been active in EVE in many, many years, so I have not stayed in it I sold the corporation to a friend, basically gave it to him, said, hey, take over. I'm not going to be playing much anymore. So, are you doom scrolling? Okay. Fair enough. But no, I've not been active in Eve in many, many years. But I played lots of those games. Got in trouble in a lot of those games. The only one I still kind of play is WoW. I still play it a bit. I log in now and then. Mostly to make my work on the house. All right, so now I get my 2 musicians. I can name them Bill and Ted. They're both using horns. That's the only musicians that the Bloodletters have. The Banner Bearer. So I want the Banner Bearer to be here, but we don't want the musicians to be here. Back here. Ooh, back there. Actually, could do it like this. All right, so now comes some planning. Could do it right back there behind the missiles. Put them, actually, press this guy's on that side, this guy on this side. All right, actually, if I put them behind the missiles, so I would run one musician there, one musician there, and the Banner Bear on the top. Okay, that's what's going to be. All right. We shall bust out the green stuff. Dun, dun, dun. Fucker. Stay down there. Take our razor blade. If you're going to shower, can you put the cone on her, please? Thank you. It's somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Okay, well, I just got it. Good. Rotisserie, I think it looks okay. If anyone's watching from a computer, can tell me how the night on the rotisserie looks. I'd appreciate it. That's honestly, I have heard that a bunch about Eve going downhill. It's part of the reason when I was like, oh, should I get back into it? And I looked at it and I'm like, maybe not. There really isn't anything else like it. There hasn't been another quality space MMO. Oh, God. Yeah. What's this water look? Kind of nasty. I can clean water there. So, yep, that's what I need. No, puppy, I'm sorry. You gotta wear the cone. The cone of shame. What? What? I don't know what you're barking at. Thank you. Yeah, yes. What? What are you yelling at? Why are we yelling? Loud noises. She's just there yelling. She's complaining that she has to wear the cone. And she's protesting the cone, yes. Leg back to bed. Here. there. And on that leg to there. A little bit off. All right, works. Too much. Put one blob of green stuff there. Put up one blob of green stuff there. I'm going to get it stuck on my hands because apparently I'm doing a horrible job of this. Custom skins in the ships. I think it was Caldari. I think that's what I ran mostly because it was a stealth bomber with the cruise missiles. I will look at the chat in a moment. I have to focus a little bit on what I'm doing here. Look there in a moment. Have patience, Team. Lula, no, you need to yell at me. I know you're not a fan of the cone. I'm sorry. But you gotta wear the cone. It's because you had a surgery. You need to not mess with that area. I know. I know, you're a puppy. You're a sad, sad puppy right now. She's a sad panda. So again, when you're working with green stuff, get your tools wet so that they can the green stuff won't stick to your tools. But you want to keep the areas you're working you keep it dry until you've stuck the model on. And then you work the green stuff over. Okay. And then you can use these tools to... I played a bit of Elder Scrolls Online. I didn't... It was alright. I think I've played about almost every MMO because I loved MMOs for a long time. Right now, the only game MMO I play anymore really is WoW. Play a bit of WoW retail, but Elder Scrolls Online did play well. Like, I dig the feel. It was like playing Skyrim, which was great. I occasionally load up Skyrim and play it just because it's Skyrim. It's great. Didn't like the way it played, but it felt to me more like it could be because of the fact that it reminded me of Skyrim. It felt like, to me, it felt like it needed a controller. Like I'm like, yeah, this would play way better on a controller. I think it's probably the only part of it that put me off a little. And that's not nothing against the game. That's more just a on me thing. Fucking damn it! It's stabbed hard. Dude, it was Pandemic, Ford collapsed, large Chinese corp. That moved basically there was a bunch of people talking history of the game and stuff. Yeah. I get that feeling too. Like I've been playing these games way too long. I played EVE Online when it launched. Before Tier 2, Tech 2, the Tier 2 stuff was a thing. Played when WoW, when classic, classic WoW, whatever, when it was there. Like I really got into WoW hardcore during. Like I played during Vanilla, a bit during Burning Crusade, played hardcore during Wrath. And then I've played a bit, varying degrees of hardcoreness as it goes. All right, so there we go. So now let's zoom in a little bit. Intense. So, okay. So there's the Bloodletter on the front with the banner. I put all kinds of logos and stuff on this banner. So that's Bloodletter number 1. I've got enough green stuff here. I'm going to keep massaging this, make it malleable. Get the other 2 Bloodletters on. But that is Bloodletter number 1. Good, great. This guy, I am literally going to have to buy. I actually figured this out. I'm going to have to buy a second. I have these big cases behind me. You can't see me catching them, but the tall plastic case, army transporting cases that have the metal trays in them. I'm going to have to buy a second one just for the Rampager that's on the turnstile and this Tyrant. Like if I'm bringing the army to my entire Chaos Knights, I've got my 2 regular size Knights, what will be 8 War Dogs, and that'll fit mostly in one. And then I've got these 2 big fuckers that are going to be in their own case because they're so tall. I won't be able to fit anything on top of them. I got no one to blame but myself. Pretty much. Alright, what the? So it's going to be basically a wagon. Just massaging this green stuff to keep it malleable. All right, so next Bloodletter. Yeah, he's getting on that side because of the way the gun turret is. I'm glad I angled the turret off the side too. There's no way this would have worked otherwise. All right, so I need to nip this leg about here. I said just the tip of that foot. Should be good to a little bit more off that foot. There. So take a bit of this. Try there and take a little bit of that. Sticky in my hand. It's a bit much, but it'll be all right. Ah, his head. It was not secure yet. It's fine. Just right here. Squish him down. We're going to work off of his shoulders. Squish him into place. So I'm preparing myself for the Warhound Titan. As I'm used to pushing around a stroller for my knights. Perfect, because the Titan's going to require a stroller. CDs, if anyone ever tells you to buy a Warhound Titan, just ignore them. Equivalent of a month of rent in a reasonable area. Keep forward up more. To push this up. If I were to get Warhound Titan, it'd be a reason to use a car seat again. Old car seat for a kid. Pop it in there. Be my way to transport him. Transport it. All around, just blend it in. Dog doing stuff. Hey, stop tilting forward. Why are you having issues? Keep tilting forward. Why do you keep tilting forward? You need to hold that one. Maybe I'm bumping it? I don't think that's the case, but... Oh. Just stay back there. Don't move forward anymore. Make me get the heat gun out. And if anyone's watching and you haven't, if you're on Blue Sky, I'd appreciate a follow there. And follow along with my daily progress on these guys as I post every day. I'm working on my hobby streak. Show what I'm doing, what I'm getting done. You can see all the progress I'm making off stream. And then for anyone that is watching, hit that button there. I love this thing. This is... So if anyone wants something completely fucking frivolous and amazing, it's called the Corsair Xeneon Edge. It is a 14-inch narrow touchscreen monitor. Like it's right here. And they have all kinds of widgets and stuff. Like I always have my time so I can see what's going on in my weather. I have another Stream Deck control, what's going on in my computer, fun stuff. And then pictures of cats because why not? I bought this thing on a whim. I found the refurbished one that was affordable. And it is so gimmicky, and I love it. Sponsor me, Corsair. There's a lot of your damn products. And so I added more green stuff to the front because this guy kept falling down. So I'm adding more putty around in areas to hopefully just kind of secure him in this position so that way he won't fall over while it's curing up. So the green stuff always takes just a little bit of time to cure up. Could potentially heat gun it, but I don't think that would do much. So a little bit more putty in the front to give it a bit of support. Now I'm just kind of smoothing that in. This musician in the back is solid. And I'm happy with the way he's coming in, though I do need to smooth this out a little bit down there. So trying to keep him. I think it's just the weight of the banner keeps causing it to move. So basically I'm trying to get it as that's. No, it's not bad. Just keep an eye on it, and then I will prop it up in a way to secure it. I'm still with my whiskey. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. Your head's not trying. So anyway, next musician. Trim that back in the edge there, and then trim it off on the knee. Just trim this back foot first. And you trim this back foot about on this weird joint, about there, and then we just take the front off so it doesn't pierce through stuff. Now let's see where we're at. That almost works kind of right there. And we'll just take a little bit of that foot off. Okay. That's right there. That'll work. Work pretty well. Massage this up a little bit, get it malleable again. Massage, 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 massage. Oh, thank you for the subscription to YouTube, Demon Slayer. I saw that. Losing viewers. Oh, wow, Warhammers. Oh, there's a tournament going on. That's why. Why is my viewer count down, but the channel's huge? Because there's a GT going on. It's a Nottingham one. People will be watching that instead. And I get that. Choice of watching a GT or that bearded man. Do weird stuff to Chaos Knights. Okay. Go. Here, mush it down. Mush, 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 mush. Right in there. Try and get it smooth. It's gonna keep moving. Hold you in certain ways. I don't know if my wife will come on tonight. She had a big, crazy work project for day job stuffs. It was taking up a lot of her time, mental faculties, and stress. Don't know if she's going to be on tonight because she might just choose to relax. That is absolutely. All this around slowly. Mush the stuff into position. You do not stay in the right spot. You're bugging me now. Yeah, just keep going back. Okay, so that is those guys pretty much set into positions. So it's kind of what I wanted. So now I'm going to have to set this down. This is going to have to, you know what? I'm going to have to move. Armageddon coin. Are you going to be on? Okay. Do you need any help with that? Okay. Sorry? All right. So we got those guys done. To pick up all the bloodletter legs and feet bits. So a tiny bit of green stuff. It's okay. Put the rest of my green putty away. One thing I'm going to do is on the torso here, these guns are like, oh, you can move them and ankle. I am not a fan of that in general. I want my stuff to be. It's just runs a gambit of glue stuck. You're gonna rub paint off. You're gonna damage it. It's, you know, it's just not worth it. So I did drill out the barrel holes because it's something I always want to do. I'll do a quick dab of glue to make sure these don't wander. Right positions. Some people like it. Some people like the kind of action figure-y. Hey, I can position their arms any which way. Not my jam. Okay, so. Okay. It goes there. Okay, so now I've got all those done. Let that dry up a moment. I want to use this like wood thing with spikes on it. So I gotta figure out what I'm going to do with it as far as you can go there. What exactly I'm going to use this for. Once I get the blood letters a bit more settled, I want clear, definite, clear spots on what I want. So now, all my knights are generally turned at like some sort of angle on their base. Like the Rampagers got this kind of twisted torso gait where he's going off and left arm's low and it's got this thing up there. My Despoiler's got a bit of a twist. I'm thinking the Tyrant, kind of want to run it just straight on. But that's going to require this glue because that's going on a resin. Okay. Because this is a resin waist extender that I picked up. So this is glued on in that spot. Thinking I'm going to run some chains going across. My chain cutters. These not those. Those. What about the damn things? Huh. Somewhere out here. Yeah. Chain cutters. Not those. It's the little ones. It's not those. Could use those though. Let's throw that on the ground. It's our high quality, so that should work. Alright, so let's do it quick with the guns on. Just throw the volcano lance. Yeah, I'm thinking just, do I want it walking straight? Do I want it kind of slight twist on the base like that? I think I just want it straight with its waist. So I'm just going to take a layer of super glue. Can't use the plastic stuff because this is resin. Might even prime this guy tomorrow. Resin. Got a little amazing life. Okay, so that's the way that's going to go. Those are firming up. Very. It's going to be taller than the... So the Rampager there with the bloodletters. This guy's carapace is about as tall as the spikes on the Rampager and the turnstile. Whereas this guy has a banner bearer that is that much taller. So if I put this... Oh. All right, should let that dry up first. But yeah, this is... It's going to be a good 2-3 inches taller than the Rampager. To the tip of the banner bearer, that is. Big bug. Is that actually making contact? Doesn't seem to be. Okay, so I'll just drip glue all over this. That's good. it's definitely not making contact. I see it now. Okay. I'll explain it. All right, so that needs to make contact there. Pull the guns off so don't mess those up. Okay, so that is... It's there. Do you have your beer? Oh, good. Okay, so I got all the blood letters on there. So you can put the blood letters back in the blood letter box. Of course, there's no decals for the blood letters. I'll be using these more on the next set of dogs. Okay, so we're going to stick our hands to the table because reasons. We're at the Chaos Knights Bits bin. Excuse me. Let's also grab the armor plates for this dude, because this dude has lots of them. More armor plates than the others. So these guys, these are the leg. These ones go here. And this one goes, it's just like a spot for it. The crotch armor. Okay, just like that. You know what? Actually, I have some there. Giant ass chainsaw. And the bits bin. I know there's another little banner or something. It's trimming it off really. The chains. Giant chain swords. Hip joints. Stubbers. Meltas. Birdie things. Spiky bits. There it is. This guy. So we got this. I can add this potentially to the crotch armor. Why's my chair rolling? Okay, let's clean up this crotch armor. Yeah, I always want clean crotch armor. You don't want smelly crotch armor. It's a great way to make all the Slaanesh ladies ignore you. Unless they're into that, then, yeah, hey, whatever. Every pot finds a lid. I myself prefer crotch armors to be clean. Guess this goes. Just kind of things in there. It returned. Oh, that's a good one. And they shall know no fear. That fucking is beautiful. That's one of the best depictions of what Space Marines are supposed to be in the lore. It is just beautifully animated. That was on a episode of VFX Artists React. They're talking about the effects on that specific episode, and that was great. Like on the blood effects and the glow and things like that. If you want a great YouTube channel to follow, VFX Corridor Crew. I have a hat from them and a shirt. I like their stuff. Well, the shirt's for the daughter shipped. So you get some more Godzilla shirts. Just gotta hold that for a moment. Think of what. Clean these up and what cast stuff's gonna be put on them. Nice. I love their stuff. I've got one of the cool like positioning hats, and the t-shirt. So that green screen shirt. Whiskey. Whiskey is my friend. Give me the rum instead of the whiskey. It tastes a little different. How about a little bit of whiskey? Yeah. Just rinse this out so you can use the same. Oh. It is a pretty slick looking hoodie. Yeah. All right, so go on. Spiky bits. Glue? It's glue. Triple. A kid has recently gotten into doing stuff in Blender. She's been rigging stuff for VR because she loves doing the stuff in VR chat. She's off getting me a drink, so we'll let you know shortly. I think it is. I thought I saw a box for that. Nope, you're still falling. You haven't said enough. I think your cube did. Did your color theory cube come in?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure. Can you grab a couple ice cubes? Her cube did come in. Thank you. Now they're done correcting. Oh. Hopefully the microphone's picking that up. She's gonna grab the cube. Show it to you. Cool. I haven't actually seen it. We'll see in a moment if it's trippy. Ooh.
And then on the corner.
On a corner? Okay. Oh, that's fucking cool. Let's zoom in on that shit. You ain't kidding, Demon Slayer. This is trippy as fuck. Don't want to drop it. That's dirty now. Damn it. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, grab a fresh microfiber from downstairs. That is fucking weird. So it's, I mean, I got the white here, so, you know, this is... I can't. So it's cyan. Yellow. Cyan again.
Flip it toward you. There you go.
Magenta. Cyan again. How many cyans are on this thing? Oh, I see each square. Okay. Don't mind me. Wait, there's green. We're here. Oh, that's fucking nuts. That's really cool. Just don't light the house on fire. All right, Demon Slayer, that thing is trippy, and that was pretty cool. Thank you for recommending that. I don't know if you heard, she was playing with it outside. It is. It's also one based in science. Science toys. You done trying to wander? Okay, looks like it's firmed up enough. I'm watching the banner bear here. Keeps trying to go that way. Hoping this is... Alright, so there's where we're at. That bloater looks a little wonky. Oh, I see the weapons got it. Okay. Do that, tweak him a little bit. That musician's looking good. I like the way they're positioning this one because his head's still not secure. That's actually, that works well. Okay, so put him in. Alright, that works. Looks good from that angle. Let's see a little bit. Dip in some water here. Just a little bit of the green stuff I need to mush up over 2 spots. There's Nightshade to come on and comment on my mushing. Firm. So you keep moving. This guy keeps moving a little bit. Don't want him to move anymore. Might need to put a little bit of green stuff right there. It's still malleable just a bit. Well, just enough, hopefully. Right up in there. Right up in yaw. Sense of yeetings in your future. Smooth out there. This back that way. This a little bit wet so we can mush this in a little bit more. Hopefully that'll be enough to hold it in position. Howdy, Jersey. How you doing today? Okay, it's up. That's why I keep. It's a good spot. It's in a good spot there. Oh, it's a delightful smoky. So you're holding better. That's good. You are in a good spot. You're the only one not the fondest of your positioning, which I think has a bit to do with that sword hilt. Just position back like that. That maybe. Okay, All right, hear that, sir? Smooth this out. On this smart. That's because of how far north you are. Damn this spherical planet. Unless you're a flat earther, and then damn this weird disc-shaped fucking weirdness. Running in the back of 4 elephants that are on the back of the great Natuin. As it makes its way to the mating grounds of the great space turtles for another Big Bang creation of all the planets. I have a map of the Discworld in my bar. Someone bought that for me for a fantastic gift that I absolutely love. It's wonderfully framed, sitting over our fireplace. Astro... it's the word for people that study turtle systems. It begins like Shaloshin or something like that. I can't say it properly, but... Study great Atuin. Alright. These blood letters are looking good. And stuff's firming up nicely. If you haven't read the Discworld series, you absolutely should. Everyone should, because it is true science fantasy. And just fantasy craziness and magic. But also comes with some of the best social commentary ever put into literature. Stuff in it's still relevant today. Alright, so now for the cockpits on all of the big knights and all of the, honestly, all the war dogs too, they're chained shut. And this one has a blood letter coming out of the front of it, but I was going to use this chain I've got chilling over here under the turnstile picture, so you can't see it, and add some chain to it. So I can really get it chained across and just keep with the motif going here. That's looking pretty good. You set up. Let's check this real fast. Not bad. So that'll be there. I'll have that little banner hanging down. I'll be able to put logos on that. That'll work. 74 degrees. Did all the cleaning and arrangement of the apartment. Disassembled the futon. Disabled. Rain. Pops to nap. Woke up. Made lunch. Errands. Grabbed comics. Walked around town. So Koreans, Japanese visiting the World Cup. Sounds like a full day. It's like a very full day. All right, so we need to, for the chains, let's grab, I have a spool of chain here. Now, this chain, a lot of it's going to be used for coming out of the base. I'm going to have chains coming up to the knight itself and running down into the ice. So that's something I'm going to work on a little bit now, too. Excuse me. $7 a.m. Slacker. Sleeping in so late. I slept in late too, but then I was hyped up on Nightfall, so. I'm just being an asshole. Honestly, we've been sleeping in better since the pup's been in the bed. So she's not been whining to get up into the bed. She's been in the bed. Think about it, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to take some chain bits and glue them across. All right. Nope. No unraveling. I don't want to make this giant mess. Yeah, that's the dog is usually our cue to get up because she wants to sleep in on the bed with us, but then we've finally switched over to having her in the bed. Beautifully put, Demon Slayer Tono. So because of that, we've been able to sleep in a little bit more on the weekends. Hey, hun. On top of the calyx there's the silver Leatherman. Can you grab that for me, please? I need the pliers. If you haven't, I'm going to say this because I got viewers. Please check out my Blue Sky. I post every day there for the current... Thank you. It's that time. I post a hobby streak as to what I'm doing and what I'm accomplishing. You'll see a lot of the work that you don't see on, if it's anything off stream. You'll see it there. So I recommend you, if you're up for it, and if you got the Blue Skies, follow me there. And I have multiple Leathermen. And every single Leatherman I have, the pliers in these fucking things are amazing. Name brand Leatherman, that is. I have one upstairs that's attached to some shorts because I was using it today. That's my go-to. I had a Leatherman for 10 plus years. Leatherman Skeletal. I love that thing. I was very distraught one day when I couldn't find it. Waited like 3 weeks searching, could not find the fucker. Finally, around my, I think it was birthday. Amazing wifey picked up the Leatherman that I had recommended for a replacement for my Skelly tool. It's called the... Huh? We did later, after we bought the replacement. I picked up the one called the Mutt, which is a... Partly because the name, it's a mutt. I can believe that on the Snap and stuff. I love... the German brand, not Knipex, but it's like that. It's like Knipex or something like that. They're so fucking fantastic. But I picked up a Leatherman Mutt, which is designed to have every tool on it you need to feel that one. Yes, Knipex. However you say that, I can't say it properly. But the Leatherman MUTT Mutt is designed to have has all the tools you need to field strip an M16. I love that thing. It's huge. I use it fucking every day. At one point we found this one. I don't even remember where we found it. Huh? Oh, you're right. This is left over in a motorcycle that someone had traded in a dealership I was working at. This is a Wingman. This is brilliant. This one's fantastic as well. But we found my Skelly tool like a week after me receiving the replacement for it. So the wife now has the Skelly tool, which is a brilliant little one. I use this one for around the house. We've got like 3 of these fuckers now. But Knipex pliers are flat out some of the best. I can believe Snap-on having good stuff. They do have quality stuff. Is it worth the money? I don't think so. I think you can get the same quality for less. but the Snap-on stuff is good. I'm not going to say it's not, because it is good. But Knipex is fucking amazing. That stuff is, they are top quality. Jersey's talking to you, hon. So we're going to run over here. We're going to now glue on metal chains in spots. It is pronounced as German, so it's Knipex. So it is Knipex. All right. So what I'm going to do with these chains here is I'm going to use get them in position, and then use the Gorilla Glue on them to kind of hold them into spot and glue them on where they need to be. And then I will use the GW plastic cement to glue on skulls at the ends of these to hide where it is, so it doesn't look like it's just sitting there. And then because this Gorilla Glue with the brush on and nozzle is amazing, because it comes with a handy little brush attachment, so you can hold your stuff in place and just brush it on there. And hold it where it needs to be. Nightshade! I was talking about you earlier. Oh, she's not there. Oh, fudge. Where's the Lula? On the couch. CDs is back with a clang. Thank you, sir. Thank you for clanging. I do. Oh, Nightshade's lurking. So, cheers to you, Nightshade, and all your lurkiness. Lurkiness. Whiskey. Yeah, all your dreams be of whiskey. And the wife is clanging. Why are you clanging the panties? You shouldn't be wearing any. She's going to throw things at me in a moment. She's sitting on the couch like 10 feet over there. Maybe 12. Ew. All right, CDs. Cheers, to Nightshade. So, CDs, since you managed to somehow are convincing your wife that buying the Armageddon box set was save you money, what are your plans for the Armageddon box set? Are you going to build an orc army, build a marine army, sell off the minis, and just have the rules, which is a great idea. I'm curious as to what your intent of the Armageddon box may be. Grabbing another piece of chain here. We got to find out. There it is. There's the separation. And take the needle nose pliers and we'll just twist a bit to get it to separate. Bugs 35, mission deck is 35, so I need to come 100 M. Shush! Shush, Demon Slayer. Stop using the actual dollar figures here. Aren't you talking about? It's significantly less money than that. Yes. See, thankfully, the Marines are going to be added to the Dark Angels I have. The Orcs are going to be the beginning of the Orc army that we're going to be building based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. So all the orc units will be every orc unit will be a different Schwarzenegger film. One unit of boys might be Predator. One unit of boys might be Commando. One unit, and then the Gretchen could be, exactly, give me the Choppa. The Gretchen are going to be Kindergarten Cop. The Weird Boy will be that movie where he's pregnant. I can't remember. I think it's Junior. The Mad Doc and the Grot will be twins. I told her only my 30k army, and I was going at a 40k army eventually. And this box is a good deal to begin with. It is actually that. I will fully agree with that. It is actually a decent deal if you're going to be running with either Marines or Orcs. I highly recommend the Orcs because their models won in that box set. They absolutely came out on top. The Dacker rig being a squig is brilliant. I never even caught that until I was told it. The boss and the big boss, all of them look great. So I'd recommend running an orc army so you've got the AdMech on one side. Orcs would be so wildly different than AdMech. It would give a good variety. And admittedly it is like what you get. So from everything I've read on point wise, and then from what people have seen, you're at about 750-ish points on orcs, depending on enhancements and things. The orcs are good. So that where if you to pick up the battle force, like I plan on picking up the orc battle force that has all the Def Coptas, the bikes, and the truck, because it has a squig launcher, and the wife loves the squeakies. You can have 1,000 points of orcs really easily. Like if you pick up that battle force with the box set and enhancements, you can probably hit 1,500. So you can really easily have a solid fieldable army of orcs at the most affordable way possible. So. Yeah, that is awesome. But yeah, and when I pick up the box, like I don't know if it has the cool art sheets, like I think I've got it put away. But the Leviathan box has the cool art sheet, and I've used that as a backdrop in some stuff. For 10th. I don't know if Armageddon, I can't remember if Armageddon, if the 11th has that or not. Let's go down up there. So run this chain right over that. Down to there. That would be a good. Cross on the chains. There we go. That'd be good. Kind of hoping, since so many orcs just got new models of truck, it is supposed to be. The truck, the bikes, and the war tracks, if I recall correctly, they've been rumored to get new kits for all of those. A lot of the orcs are going to be getting new stuff, and then I cannot wait for the new boys kit. That is the expansion off of the base box, because fully customizable bits on orcs should be fantastic. I have no idea what coin you're talking about. Go for it. There's a whole bunch of coins up there. Enjoy that smart acidness. Yeah, so we use the glue as a way to hold the chain in place and kind of just set it. I don't want the chain to be loose. because then that just adds to potential rubbing. And that would be problematic. Absolutely. There you go. You Demon Slayer and CDs have coordinated into a brilliant philosophy there. It's stuck to my hand. There we go. And super glue does that. So story time from Producer Sans Youth. There is a product called Zip Kicker that is a glue accelerant. It works by removing the oxygen in the super glue. It only works on this stuff. It doesn't work on plastic cement. So a lifetime ago, as it were, back when I was a youngin' and playing the games fresh sometime in the early 90s, I basically lived at a game store. It's the only reason I wasn't in jail in my youth. And if See You the Ravine comes on, he can confirm this. So this is before the models were really any kind of plastic. The plastic cement didn't exist, and all you had was crazy glue. Usually you use Zap-A-Gap or Zap, two brands of it that were really good. We always use Zip Kicker, which works well in making stuff dry instantly, but it makes it brittle, so you don't want to use it too often. That being said, one of my dear friends, a gentleman by the name of Mike James, who lovingly known as Fat Bastard, in the realm of smartest humans I've ever met, graduated, was out of high school by 16, out of college by 18 with a degree in robotics. Crazy smart. Was one of the people I grew up with. So he was modeling one day, and he fell asleep with his hands like this, crossed. And he just fell asleep in the chair, sat back with his hands over his chest, crossed like this. One of our other friends, Jim, a Chilean of amazing personality, who is one of the fastest and quickest witted people I've ever known, had the brilliant idea to glue Mike's hands shut. So he slowly started dribbling crazy glue across his fingers. There. I was getting ready to use the Zip Kicker on him. That's when Mike woke up, which would have stung like the fucking dickens because the Zip Kicker removed the oxygen and thus made it hot. And it got hot. So it was that close to doing third-degree chemical burns, potentially, on a friend. So these are the part of the reasons why I know that crazy glue and super glue is great at healing, not healing, but sealing deep cuts. Like if you were to stab yourself, you can use crazy glue to hold the skin shut and bond it, which I think was its original design. But yes. Oh, I was fantastically stupid while growing up. I felt like a special ed student next to these guys. The people I grew up with. It's part of the reason I never won a game of 40K. One of my friends who's unfortunately no longer with us, Paul, was an IT person for a major shipping corporation, got bored with that and wanted to make some real money, and then cashed in his retirement funds to become an attorney, passed the California bar in the first round. He would look at a unit when we were playing 40K. He'd be like, okay, so those guys shooting my guys, you're going to have a 40% chance of taking out 3 units, 3 models. And he'd be accurate all the time. He was one of the people I played with and got destroyed by on the regular. I don't think my Grey Knights ever won against him. But I was the I I know that CDs. That stuff can really mess with you. But I was the idiot amongst the world full of psychotically smart folks. All right, so we got the chains set across the top here. So your chains crossed here. So now I'm going to grab the skull bin, which is this bin here, full of skulls. You froze his nipples. Holy shit, Snacks. Were they pointy? There's them cold ones. Nothing says chilly like a pointy set of nipples. The background owl is perfect. That's the wife sitting on the couch. What now? I couldn't hear you. Oh, okay. So I'm on 6 ounces of booze tonight. The whiskey is almost done. Howdy, and welcome to my channel. The lady talking in the background is art by Minerva Fox. And the crazy part is, there are CDs, I guarantee that doctors not like the first time they've seen that. All right, so now we're gluing the skulls to the bits on the end of the chain here, just to kind of hide where it attaches. All I can think of is, I think it was a Family Guy bit where it was Quagmire like calling 911. He's like, hi, it's Quagmire again. Yeah, it's stuck in the window this time. I absolutely resemble one of those idiots. Yeah, I always have been, always will be. So take a bit of the plastic cement there. Actually, what we're going to do first is we're going to trim the back of the skull also fits flush. Use tweezers to grab it. So you found your cheese. Cool. Perfect. So that's for Nightshade. There's a puppy in a cone. All right, so now we got the skulls here. Let me zoom on in on that. So what we're doing now is I'm taking the skulls here to kind of hide where the chains attach. It's a great way to pretend it's part of it. We go in here into the bin of skulls. And grab another one. Hit the button because that was a burp. Clean that up a little bit. The button again. Cleave this one right on the back here. Oh, for button. CDs, as you build stuff, these are kind of expensive, but God hand plastic nippers are worth every penny. As we're talking about the quality of tools and stuff. That is absolutely worth that. Vibe code. That might be why they revolted. Or they had access to the internet. Took the Men of Iron 30 seconds to look at Reddit and go, okay, you know what? Humanity needs to die. Them in there. The internet is for porn. Look at that puppy. She's so cute. In her cone. Did you just make yourself a hot pocket? That's fair. Huh? We did only have ice cream for dinner. That's fair. So here's another bit of producers on trivia, lore. I don't know. Lore drop, as the wife has described it. If you have ever seen the Hot Pocket crispy, crunchy, tender, flaky crust commercials, in that crispy, crunchy, tender, flaky crust, there's the end scene where it's the whole family standing around the island in the kitchen, and they're going crispy, crusty, crispy, crunchy, tender, flaky crust. The older son of that commercial was the ASB president of my high school, and I was in a class with him on our newspaper class. That was the photographer. He was one of the reporters. His whole career was going to be in television. He was in that commercial. He was in a Pepsi commercial where he got his face cut so he didn't get paid for it and wasn't credited for it. It's supposed to be a Super Bowl commercial where the fly is singing and it gets crushed by a Pepsi. He's the hand that crushes the Pepsi. So this is the kind of shit I grew up with. Trying to finish this tank to make cracking the Armageddon box. I've been told the push fit on the Armageddon box is decent, but as Demon Slayer said, be careful. There's a few potential quantity issues where you might not have gotten what you needed. And then when I was talking to the manager at the GW store while he was building the Armageddon box, watch out for the Gretchen. Specifically, the push fit into the base. Their legs are so small that he actually broke one and almost broke a second. So just be cautious of it while you're working on those, if you're going to use the push fit portion of it. He ended up just trimming it and gluing it to not worry about it. But the Armageddon box is supposed to be decent. Some folks have also, I've seen, had some issues with the land speeder, if you're going to be building a land speeder. So there's a lot going on with that. But in general, it's supposed to be decent. A lot of people are liking what they have. All right, so on the top of, are you secure now? You're secure. Okay, so I can put you on. All right, so this guy is absolutely like the shoulder armor is above the rocket pods of the spoiler, then the banner goes way above that. This one is gonna be tall. Okay, now yeah. The trimming the push fit is absolutely a way to go. I have seen the manager at the GW store I go to, which I'll be going there tomorrow to pick up my box set, was trimming most of it because he just felt it fit better. And the Mizpak set, yeah, just bring it back because like the store I go to, he had he did get to his 20 pre-orders, which is great. That was his own personal goal for it. But he had another 16, I think, boxes. So that if you were to encounter a Mizpak, you should be able just to swap it right then and there. I'm hoping you don't. I've heard, the majority I've heard so far is that it's been decent, which is great. Everything they've done for this edition and for the launch seems to be pretty good. I mean, there are some issues with the app and the usage and things, but in general, people really seem to be liking it. I don't know if anyone saw that, but I was working on a piece there, tried to bend it, and it flung out of my hand and is somewhere over there on my desk. I don't know where it went. I'll find it because there's a piece I want to use. And it will. I mean, they did do large quantities. They've done better on this than I've heard on a lot of other launches, which is great. Where the fuck did that go? That wasn't a small piece. Somewhere over there. Here, we'll look at my more than blown out face now. It's somewhere over here on my desk is the wood piece. I'm pretty confident in your statement there, Demon Slayer. Because 10th edition, Leviathan did not have anywhere near the amount of multi-platform integration that this did. The fact that they did there were so many other medias with it. There was the multiple games. There were 3 cinematic trailers. That was huge. You had tie-ins. You had playing tabletop, doing stuff with it. You had a bunch of other stuff going on. So many different games running with it that, yeah, this was the biggest multimedia style launch they've had that I can remember. That's another thing. Like the store I go to is not a big one. It's just physically small store. And he showed me the stack. He had 36 boxes of Armageddon ready, which is a huge thing. And they have pushed harder. The fact that you've had the media with the secret level. That right there. You've had the media with so many other avenues that this has been, I think, honestly, one of the biggest launches they've ever had. I'm all for it. So I'm working on these skulls here. I got these skulls, these kind of bloodletter skulls. I'm thinking I'm going to put them on these portions here of the armor of this carapace. The hang-up is I need the carapace. Do I attach the carapace before putting this on? If I do it like that, then the carapace can be loose. So I'll need to trim the back of it though a little bit. Huh? Oh, I thought that was the music. Okay. Oh, why are people setting off fireworks? Huh? Maybe. That could be a good reason, World Cup. I don't know who's winning or what. Well, setting off fireworks for Father's Day, it's a bit weird, but sure. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, 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 ole. Skull's being pain, but partly because I'm probably drunk. I gotta go to Costco too. Okay, so from that up there. Now, part of the reason I'm doing this is I've got to chaosify this. That's fair. CDs. Here's a fun bit of Producer-san lore for you. I've been knocked unconscious by a soccer ball kicked by a professional soccer player. It seems to be the thing. There was, this was going back to early 90s, like 91 or maybe late 80s. I don't remember the exact year because there was a concussion involved. I was being a ball boy for a professional Major League Soccer team called the Inland Empire, from the Inland Empire of California. And they had the ball boys because they played at mostly college fields. So there was the 440 track around the field, and I was outside of that track. I was a ball boy near the goal. So I was outside of the 440 track on the other side of the goal. I remember they were making a play towards goal. They were coming up, and they kicked the ball. I don't know if it went through a hole in the net or if it missed. But I remember staring at it as it came right up on me. And then I woke up to a bunch of people around me, and I had blood down my face. And apparently I had been knocked unconscious because the ball hit me square in the face. So, yeah. I do like motorcycles. Schnitz racing. It doesn't ring a bell, but I'm also really, really bad with names. So, there's a possibility I know them, but I don't remember the name of it. If you've ever done anything with Corvettes, there was a Lingenfelter Corvette. That was my high school auto shop teacher, was Lingenfelter. He was part of the family. We get to play with their motors. But play with their motors? What, you want me to say I turned them on? I'd have to look at like a logo or something for Schnitzer Racing. I'm a visual person, so if I see the logo, I'd probably... Either I will look it up. Scott Sterling. All right, so we got the little... Let me zoom in on this. So we got blood-letter skulls on both the little parapets. I don't know what those are called. We got the blood letters on back. We got the blood letters across the top. We got the chains across the pilot's compartment. I think we've chaosified this reasonably well. I do know the Lingenfelters. One of the cousins of the Lingenfelter family was my high school auto shop teacher. I spent the equivalent of 5 years there. Because senior year, I had 2 hours of the advanced class. And then I also was an aide for the regular class. But I remember them bringing in 502 cubic inch V8s for us to play with. We had access to all kinds of stuff. Like they brought in a rotary, full-on Mazda 2-rotor rotary, and how to disassemble it. We got to rebuild a rotary, which they're crazy. Fun motors. I'd never want to own one because I don't want to replace Apex seals, but fucking cool shit. So, you know, the sons of the Lingenfelter family, are they raging alcoholics like their cousins were? Mad Dog!
I is squig, you is squig, we all squigs. We waddle away, we go to battle, we waddle away, we jump, jump, we bite, bite. Then we go sleepy, then we go ET. We are squigs.
Thank you, Mad Dog. You're making the squig give his statements. Squiggies! So this is what we've done so far for the Night Tyrant. This is the Bat Carapace armor. That's fair, Demon Slayer. So, a great example, Demon Slayer, when he was my high school auto shop teacher, and this is going back closer to 30 years than I care to admit. We remember one day he came in And he was excited. And we're like, what's up, Mr. L? Because he's not usually the excited, bubbly person. Like, I got my beer making kits. I'm going to have a keg done every week. We're like, fucking hell. He had multiple bottles in the drawers of his desk. They did. It was a big thing with, there just wasn't as much a demand for it anymore. A lot of the big performance shops have kind of shut down because so much more available on a public side. You don't need to worry about it. Squig sister. You're a squig sister, hon. Anyway, so this is what we got done on the Carapace armor for the Tyrant. I did these little like skull window things. Tonight we mounted up the banner bearer, who's going to be in the center, because this is mostly my warlord for the army. And I got the two musicians on either side of the gun, the Gase strike missile pods. Added some skulls to it. We chained up the cockpit, as they are in all of them. And then here's the double auto. This is the not the back. Tarkfum? No. Desecrator cannons? No. No, this is the Desecrator. That's the Desecrator cannons. The D6, Strength 6, AP 0, damage 1s. And the missiles are the Gay Strike missile launchers, Strength 12, AP -6, D6 +1 damage. So that's why I'm on a run with this. This guy is mainly the heavy hitter of the crew. But also got the demon bloodletter skulls mounted on these pieces up here. Do not get pulled over speeding considers. Nice. Blown 14 Camaro. LS7 V8. Blown. Delicious. We also had the skulls and everything. So, and we also, tonight, we also worked on, we got the, move that out of the way. We got the torso mounted to the waist extension here. So, and then with the leg extensions, this guy is ridiculously tall. For those that haven't seen, I've also got the weapons magnetized and ready to go. So I can run the Volcano Lance and the Ectoplasmic Destructor, I think is what it's called. And then here's the Demon Breath Meltus. This is also going to have this custom Anubis head. That's not really a mask. Just because I think it looks cool. It'll really add to it. So now for this, I want to add, I've got that going for the crotch armor with the banner underneath. It's officially a dark day for the Ravenwing. GW is not deciding to bring a Ravenwing biker squad from Legends for an official play. Now, did they say that it was overpowered and unbalanced? Because there's a lot of talk about the standard units going to Legends so that the quote-unquote Primaris units could be replacing them. So there might be a Primaris biker unit that is more universal, so you could field it as Ravenwing. Because unless they officially stated that it's overpowered and unbalanced, then my guess is that they're removing it from standard units so that it could be brought in as a Primaris unit with new models and new things, because they're phasing out the standard Marines and replacing them all with Primaris. That's something that they've been going on. Like, there's no more tactical Marine squads. There's the Intercessors. Those are Primaris Intercessors, as opposed to just the standard tactical Marines. So, unless they've officially stated that it's quote-unquote overpowered, it might just be it's phasing out to get replaced with Primaris Marines. All right, so I've got this here. The reason why they're considered priors and balances is because their Jinx ability and the secondary ability anti-armor, because they've because they're basically outriders and specialize in anti-vehicle warfare. They're incredibly buffed. Well, they've also stated that all the legend stuff will be in the app and usable. So you're not really getting rid of them too much yet. Not to defend GW completely, but let's see how it actually plays out. Notification on my phone. So I'm hoping that it's just they're eventually going to replace him with Primaris Marines, and not that they're just removing them. But that being said, even with there being legends, you can still play them. So you haven't lost your Raven Wing completely yet. So anyway, so I've got the guy here on the base. Now this one's going to be weird for the way I've been doing them, because the fact that I want the chains to be coming up from the base to the units, to the knight itself. Like I was going to put the chains like attached somewhere on here and running down to the base and the stuff. Like it's being almost like it's chained to the ground. Get out of there. Chained down. I'm losing it. Yeah, I wouldn't stress too much. And they're not going to get rid of the Raven Wing. They're far too popular. My guess is that they're mostly going to be going to Primaris. So your standard Raven Wings will be going to Legends. And then you're going to get new Primaris Raven Wing, as it were. So I want the chains to be running from the model. I almost kind of wonder if I could run it like up here. If I can kind of hold it back there. And then down to the base. So with that, I'll need to attach this model to the base first. And then prime them on the base, which is not what I have been doing. Normally I've been priming the base separately. But I think because I want to chain this one down to the base, I'm going to need to do that way. So, on all my knights here, all of them are pinned to the base. Like even that Rampager in there, he has brass tubing holding him to the base. It actually, it's part of the reason, if you're looking at the model and the rotisserie, there's the snow built up under the feet. Same thing with like this guy here. There's a snow. Let me move this out of the way. There's all the snow up under the feet. Drop that. That is to hide the brass pin that's holding it in there. Absolutely brass monkey, that funky monkey. Really see it like right here. There's a bunch of snow built up there, and that is doing a great job of hiding all of it. All of my knights are pinned to their bases. Even these guys here, there's snow in that foot there because the brass is holding it down for the war dogs. So, look at the brass tubing here. Because on these guys, this brass tubing fits right, this wider one fits right in that base of that foot pretty firmly. There's not much room, so I can glue it in solid. So for this one, I'm going to have to do this first. So that way I can put in the chains all around it. Because I'm going to want lots of chains coming up from the base. But with that, I need to primer these chains and paint them. So I can't do that after the fact. So I'm going to really need to do this before he's attached to the base. So let's see. Got my Sharpie marks. This is a fun part. And then it also allows them to be secure. Because if I did not pin them to the bases, it would not stay very well on here. So that'll be that. I'm going to come on that foot. I need to add two pieces. Let's just stand over there for a moment. Turn to that foot there. You need to come down to. This is a very exact science, as you can tell. There. Pipe cutter. This is how you cut down your brass tubing to make it work for your knights. So you do a couple of rotations, tighten down a quarter turn, or maybe a little bit less, maybe an eighth of a turn. Do a couple of rotations, tighten down a little bit. Couple of rotations, tighten down a little bit. Couple of rotations. And there you go. So now we got the brass pin that'll work through this deeper piece of cork here. So you can even see it now, it works. So good on that. And then for this, we're going to cut this out. Let's mark them up. Okay. Actually, I don't need to do any more because this one's not going through the cork, because that's going to be underneath the resin. All right, so we will cut this piece and then call it nights. And we get down to 9 viewers now. So now we take this, line it up with the mark you just made. Make sure your pipe is sitting flush against that down here. Put a little bit of tension on it. Quarter turn, one full rotation, quarter turn there, full rotation, quarter turn, full rotation-ish, maybe two, quarter turn, and there you go. Put your tools away. Put your pipe away. Now there's the piece that we're going to use to secure back here, and that will sit on that foot. Go in that there. I don't need it entirely for this foot, since this foot's going to be on the base. But it'll add an extra layer of security that I want. Because like a great example, this knight here, I can hold him by the base, and he is absolutely firm, even though it's just pinned down. So that is what we're going to do. But that is it for tonight. Tonight we got through a bit of custom work on the carapace here. We added in the blood letters, got them in position, green stuffed them into place. They're in a pretty good spot. We added in the chains and skulls on it. We secured the chassis there to the legs. I do need this one is a little loose. Just glue that back on there. We got some decorative skulls done. So that tomorrow I'll be able to... I'll have to figure this one out. I might primer a bit tomorrow, because if I get this attached to the base tomorrow, then I can primer and start painting. Or, actually, because we'll work on the chains first, because I do have to attach all this chain. I have lots of ideas with the chain I want to run down from this. So with that, thank you everybody for sitting with me and chatting and watching while I work on the knights. If you're interested in the life and styles of an orc and his pet squig, it is based heavily on that coned up puppy and her inability to be normal, please check out Orc and Squig. There, as painted and drawn by my wife. With that, I will catch you all tomorrow. Same time, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central. And I'll have my Armageddon box. Ooh, shiny. Might just open it on stream and sniff and inhale that new box smell. I will absolutely be weird about it. With that, I will catch you all tomorrow night. Thank you so much.